Hi everyone! This week I'm going to be talking about Joshua Meyrowitz's research on media grammar literacy. In his article, Multiple Media Literacies, he outlines 3 different approaches to studying media. The 3 metaphors are based on 3 different understandings of media itself. The first metaphor, the media as conduits metaphor, analyzes media content as separate from the medium itself. The second metaphor is media grammar literacy, or media as languages. This approach accounts for the aesthetics of the medium and how they interact with the content. The final metaphor is medium grammar. This metaphor views media as environments, and it studies the fixed characteristics of the medium. These characteristics vary between different media and affect communication on both the micro and macro levels. The micro level describes how choosing one medium over another can affect how the message is received. The macro level explains how the introduction of a new medium affects society as a whole. Meyrowitz was mainly focused on the television, which was the dominant medium at the time that he wrote this, but his ideas can be applied today to YouTube. Through Meyrowitz's theories of media grammar and audience response, we can understand YouTubers' strategies of framing and editing and get a little closer to understanding what makes them so popular. He went on to expand the medium grammar metaphor in Television and Interpersonal Behavior, Codes of Perception and Response. In this article, he explains how television grammar aims to mirror the experience of real-life interpersonal interaction. He built his ideas on the works of Edward T. Hall and Erving Goffman. Edward T. Hall was an anthropologist who studied proxemics, the way that people situate themselves during an interaction depending on the content of the conversation and the closeness of their relationship. Meyrowitz applied this to television to explain how camera techniques can be used to imitate spatial closeness between the viewer and characters on TV. He called this paraproxemics. Erving Goffman is a sociologist who developed the idea of impression management, the way people use nonverbal cues like appearance and behavior to give off relevant social information. Meyrowitz called the application of Goffman's work to television parasocial impressions. I'm going to be applying Meyrowitz's research on paraproxemics and parasocial impressions to YouTube. HolaSoyGerman is a great example because he employs these techniques to strengthen the parasocial connection with his fans. German is a popular YouTuber who makes comedic videos about relatable topics. Like many YouTubers, he fortifies the relationship with his fans by sharing glimpses into his personal life. Meyrowitz explained how camera framing allows the viewer to see specific parts of another person depending on the length of the shot. This imitates how we can only see part of a person when speaking to them face to face. When German is standing in front of the camera giving an introduction for the video, the content of the interaction between himself and the viewer comes across as casual. Based on the perceived distance that he creates through closeness with the camera, he gives an impression that the relationship is friendly. Portrayed distance is the relationship between people and objects in the scene, which can be simulated by the camera angle. The larger the person appears on screen, the closer they seem. German uses both portrayed objective and portrayed subjective distances depending on the effect that he wants to give. When German is acting out a skit to illustrate a point, he uses a longer distance to detach the viewer from him personally and shift the focus to the character he is portraying. The portrayed objective distance makes the audience feel that they are in the role of the detached observer rather than a participant in a conversation. When he is discussing the topic of the video, he addresses the audience directly. This subjective portrayed distance makes the viewer feel like they are in a conversation with German. Erving Goffman's work on parasocial relationships is also applicable to the grammar of YouTube. According to Goffman, being in a social situation is like being on stage, and the people in the interaction are like performers. Like the theater, each performer has a front stage and a backstage. The front stage is the way that social actors present themselves, purposely revealing or concealing information about themselves depending on their relationship with the environment and the other performers. The backstage is where the person puts less effort into keeping up appearances. Television characters whose backstages are more developed are usually the ones that the director wants us to feel more aligned or teamed with. The more backstage settings and behaviors we see, the more intimate the connection we feel with the character. From a content perspective, YouTube allows people to reveal their backstage more than any other medium by talking about personal issues and creating an intense parasocial relationship with fans. YouTubers also have more control over what information is kept or deleted than people on TV because they do the editing themselves. The front that Meyrowitz describes has two parts. The first is the setting. This is the fixed elements of the stage, which suggest the context for the type of interaction. Herman films most of his videos at home, giving off an impression that he and the viewer are two friends hanging out at his apartment. Being in someone's apartment in real life suggests a close relationship and a casual interaction. The second part of the front is the personal front. These are the nonverbal cues given by physical appearance and manners. There are expectations about appearance and manners that we bring into every social situation. In this clip, Herman is pictured wearing a casual hooded sweatshirt with the hood pulled up over his head. The impression his clothing is giving off tells that the imagined relationship that he has with his viewers is laid back and friendly. In addition to the grammar variables covered by Meyrowitz, YouTube has many other variables that distinguish it from other media. Here are a couple of examples of variables that set YouTube apart. Most YouTubers get their start using a webcam or video phone to do their recording and iMovie for editing. If they gain popularity and begin to stray from these humble beginnings, their audience tends to start questioning their authenticity. Authenticity is very important on YouTube, as being perceived as inauthentic can be detrimental to a YouTuber's career. Goffman's work on Front Stage and Backstage teaches us that authenticity is subjective and relative to the situation, yet YouTubers must seek to maintain the illusion of it. Herman makes an estimated $3 million a year, and his videos are still made the way they were in the beginning, despite some minor improvements. Although he could probably afford better editing software and cameras, or even a team of people to act in and shoot his videos, he has stayed true to his original concept. The use of generic iMovie title slides and transitions makes this grammar variable intentionally obvious in his videos. Another quality of YouTube that other media lack is the comment section, which plays a major role in the viewer's perception of their parasocial relationship with their YouTube media friend. Many YouTubers, including Herman, directly address comments from fans and often take suggestions from them for future videos. The YouTuber can directly access the fans' response to their videos immediately after posting them. This makes for a much more critical and demanding audience with a direct channel for making those criticisms and demands. The act of commenting online has its own proxemic structure. The distance and anonymity of commenting online makes commenters feel that they can basically say whatever they want because no one will trace it back to them and they don't have to see anyone else's offended reaction. This perceived attachment seems different from real-world interaction. When Herman doesn't upload a video on the day that his viewers expect him to, the comments section on his Instagram and other YouTube videos goes crazy with angry posts demanding him to upload it. Sometimes commenters say crazy things when they're angry because they don't ever have to see Herman's response or worry that their relationship will be harmed. The comment section can be very negative, but it also provides a unique platform for increasing the parasocial relationship. The intense kind of parasocial relationship that the grammar of YouTube facilitates has repercussions for YouTubers themselves. The direct access to feedback from audiences puts a lot of pressure on someone like Herman to continue producing videos and engaging with fans. Many YouTubers experience this pressure. Jenna has talked about it explicitly in one of her recent videos where she basically admitted that she was running out of ideas but felt intense pressure to keep making videos. This kind of intense parasocial relationship will definitely have repercussions in the future. It will be interesting to see whether YouTubers like Herman will continue making quality videos or whether he will start to resent the constant demand of his enormous audience. The amateur nature of YouTube also could see changes in the future. It's possible that YouTubers will start to compromise their authenticity in order to take a more professional approach to making videos. No matter where the future of YouTube goes, YouTubers will always have to find creative ways to manipulate YouTube grammar variables in order to maintain the intense devotion of their fans.